So if we're looking at past behavior, Halo's probably dead. I'm not saying that's definitely what's going to happen, but if you're looking at past behavior, the trajectory has not been one of either leveling or improving. It seems to be going down, not only in sales, but in like just the overall reception from the community around Halo. The concurrent player numbers right now are decent. But if they're tearing the whole thing down, dude, it's a crapshoot. There's a lot of people out here predicting like they know, oh yeah, the Halo's gonna be great or Halo's gonna be terrible. We're guessing. We're guessing. And for me, my best guess is that it's managed by Microsoft, and they haven't done a great job with the current acquisitions. Yes, Bethesda is still a bit fresh. They're still coming out with the releases. They need a few more years. Rare did give us Sea of Thieves that eventually became amazing, but besides that, there's not much to grab at to say, oh yeah, Xbox is gonna make, is gonna come through with this the same way you would have faith if for some reason uh, the Mario team got dismantled at Nintendo. It's like, yeah, it's Nintendo. Don't worry. Or let's say the team that did not, if Naughty Dog decided everyone that did The Last of Us Part Two is leaving, we're going to restart with another team, another creative vision, etc. People wouldn't really panic because there's a bit of pedigree there to look at and be like, no, we have faith because of this. With Halo, you look at all the previous performances. It's not great. It's not looking great. It would be awesome if Halo returned to being like dominant, but it's not looking great if prediction wise.
I think personally, for me, I'm right there with you, because yeah, it's like you said, right? You look at the pedigree of that group, and most of that pedigree has left, or is in the process of leaving, or
Of
has
leaving.
within the last 12 months, right? It's like we heard from Microsoft that there was a 12-month window of things that were going to be shown. We didn't realize that the things that were going to be shown in the next 12 months were going to be a bunch of departures from studios as well. Um,
Man.
Oh
but
man.
I see Sour over there kind of writhing in pain a little bit by this information that you threw out there. So I'm going to pass it on
Yeah.
to Sour. Sour, what do you think about this? What do you think is the path forward for 343, or if there is a path forward?
All right. Well, I've been trying season three, and I've been liking it. And I'm not gonna strongly disagree with you, both of you guys, because both of you bring valid points. But I will say this: the the when Joseph Staten was announced as the lead, and then he left. I can't remember the name of the guy they put it for him. Like once he like,
Pierre
I guess
Heinz.
Pierre
no,
Heinz,
it
yeah.
wasn't him. It was him. What was
He's
the
the new
name?
head. Pierre Heinz is the
Yep.
new head.
Okay, him then. Once they made the roadmap, since then, they did the winter update, then they did season three, and so far they've been under promising and over delivering. Now it hasn't been like they have been over delivering like crazy, but they have been doing better. And season three was, I would say, solid. Season four, I seen some of the sneak peeks and some of the stuff that are supposed to come. If they can continue to deliver slowly, I do think that Halo Infinite has a chance. Now, it's gonna take time. They're not going to immediately be, the Halo Infinite that, because right now everyone has doubt, and especially all these news of everyone leaving. Um, you know, it's not good information for people that had like hope for this game. But if they continue to deliver slowly, there are people playing it, there are people enjoying it, and then I think I think their big chance is with Project Tatanka, I think it's called, which is the supposed kind of like battle royale style. Which I'm assuming that's gonna be ready like for season 5. So I expect that's gonna be their last final big push, and it's all gonna depend on that. Now, if the new person, what's his name again? Pete Hines? No, not Pete
Pierre
Hines. Is
Pierre
Pete Hines is
Heinz. Yeah,
Pierre Hines? Yeah. Sorry. Um,
not Pete Hines.
yeah,
It'd be
Pete Hines
great
is the
if
one.
it'd be
Yeah,
great
yeah.
if they put someone else in charge, but that's
Oh,
not
But
that'd be
gonna happen.
fun.
but anyway, if I see he leaves, then I would say okay, this is all sinking. But as long as he's still there and they keep under promising and over delivering, I think they still have hope, just like Sea of Thieves. That's my take on it.
Okay. Um, I like that you brought up Project Tatanka, especially with Crazy mentioning this last week that he's been playing a bunch of Call of Duty Modern, or sorry, Warzone 2.0,
Mhm.
which is their battle royale version. Crazy, would this pull you away if Project Tatanka got announced? Would this pull you away from playing Call of Duty's battle royale to jump back into Halo and actually play around in that ecosystem?
It depends, man. It all depends on how it's gonna look, on how it's gonna feel. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Why? Because I got the Shredder skin, and man, I'm telling you, I'm loving it. The Shredder skin. Shredder's an awesome character. Love Shredder. But yeah, it all depends on how it's gonna play and how it's gonna work. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Not all battle royales, I mean, are that great. Not all of them, but the ones that are great, I mean, if they can do something different. Like for example, if they can actually make a good battle royale, kind of like bring down the ODST guys. Is it ODST? Did I say it right? ODST. Bringing the
Yeah,
ODST guys,
Yep.
run around, get weapons, shoot each other up, stuff like that. If you do that, then and make it interesting, then yeah, you probably have something in your hands. But the thing is, if it's gonna put me away, let's see how it goes with them. And the future of 343, I'm gonna tell you something though. I've given up in believing, in Halo. I'm one of those guys. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll just, if somebody says, "Hey, come play it," I'll go ahead and play it. But I don't know about it. I don't know if it's gonna be fine because they were saying, "Hey, we're gonna bring up more single player action. We're gonna bring up more stuff," and we still have not gotten, not even a sneak peek about if there's gonna be another single player part to this game. You know, we have
yeah.
not gotten anything about it. All we're getting is just, okay, we're getting more multiplayer, which is cool. That's cool, okay? Because of course you got to work on your multiplayer, but hey, you also promised us this, and we still have not seen nothing.
Real
So
quick, crazy.
what's up?
That the whole thing with the story, that's all kind of in the back burner.
Yeah.
I hope that the reason why they're just avoiding all that is because they're working on the background, and that's part of them, you know, under
Oh.
promising and over delivering. But
Oh.
if not, I think Halo Infinite would just be focused on, fortunately, on multiplayer, and they're probably working on. Have heard rumors that they are working on for the next Halo on Unreal Engine, so maybe that's their plan. They just
Mm.
leave Halo Infinite as the multiplayer, and then the story will be more on the new engine. So
Oh,
let's see what happens.
so now we got a
They
hashtag
better give
sabotage.
us another story.
Yeah, exactly. Damn. I mean,
So
wow.
So I
But
I think I think to bounce off of what you're saying with that, I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit, because I really doubt that the current team is working on anything story. I think it goes more towards what you're talking about, where they're gonna end up introducing that into the next Halo game. I don't think we're gonna see story DLC. I think at this point the bridges have been burnt. I think at this point Pierre Heinz has probably either separated off a split. Well, he's probably separated off a pretty substantial amount of the team to focus on the next project. And I think at this point, we're basically going to have Swing Shift or Graveyard Shift taking care of Halo multiplayer and all that stuff as it moves forward. and as it slowly hits the back burner and kind of fades away over time. I think the focus is to try and get the attention off of the current situation and stigma and maybe move on to the new version when it finally releases however many years from now, right? But I guess that's a good spot to kind of jump over to Plume. Plume, do you think if we do get more story content, do you think we're going to end up seeing that in a full-fledged sequel, or do you think we'll actually see some DLC on the current Halo Infinite bed?
That's tough because if we go off of what they said they wanted this game to be like a 10-year platform for Halo, right? But then you hear all of the rumors of them jumping over to Unreal, and if they do that, I feel like then they're going to jump over to a brand new game. But the whole single player thing it's unfortunate because everyone expected it, and it's like they abandoned the core fans of Halo. You think about Halo CE, right? It was single player. That's how the franchise became big, and they completely dropped the ball, but not even working on any single player DLC. But when it comes to like Halo as a franchise, I don't think in any way like it's dying it's actually not even dying or dead at all. It's like you think about they just announced that it passed $10 billion that it made. There's no way Xbox, Microsoft are going to abandon Halo. And I think with such a strong IP in Halo and such a strong character like the Master Chief, there's many ways that they can go about trying to recover this and get people excited for the game again. The problem is they just haven't delivered. And now that all these guys are leaving, I honestly don't even think that's a bad thing. I think it's about time that they get people in there because they've failed to deliver on a full product when it came to Halo 5. The story was not good. A lot of people were pissed off about that. And then you have Halo Infinite. Story was good, but it was a little bit incomplete, and people wanted that DLC to kind of fill in the holes. And obviously they said they hadn't started on it at all. And then they messed up with the content for multiplayer, but the gameplay is the best in the entire franchise. So I think there's a lot they can work from here to make a recovery of Halo. And I think the IP is just so strong that it's possible. And then you kind of have to think kind of what Loke was saying, previous events indicate future events. You got to remember what happened with Halo Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One when that first launched. How terrible of a release that was. And everyone thought, oh, it was dead, Halo's finished. And then look how that recovered. They can do it then. I think they can do it again, but I think this may be the last chance that they have. But I don't think the franchise is dead in any way. It's too strong of an IP. Like $10 billion, they're not going to abandon it at all.
Yeah.
But I have a comment on that one. Talking about it's too big and all that stuff. Guys, we all still remember Sonic was amazing. Sonic was untouchable. Sonic could never fail. I don't think it's safe to think that anything is untouchable. Even Call of Duty, that Sony's losing their mind over and all that. Guys, Call of Duty could be irrelevant in the next 10 years, 5 years even. And I don't feel like I'm exaggerating when I say that.
I agree with you. I mean, Sonic's still around, and it's still like Sonic Frontiers did
Around
very
is
well.
different from being like, the behemoth that it was
had
before.
peaks and valleys.
Yeah,
for
it's at
sure.
peaks. I just think with a franchise like Halo, there's a lot more margin for error, and there is a way to bring this thing back. It's just they need to deliver now with their next release of whatever it is. And well, they have it's so big in terms of the amount of money it's made, and Microsoft is so big as well as a company, they can burn money to make sure that this thing come back strong. It's not like it's a studio that they're going to run out of money for making this thing. I feel like they know the potential of Halo. They know many billions of dollars it makes. They will burn money to make sure that this thing starts generating a ton of revenue again. But I don't know. That's just my thought on it.
I think the only thing I'm going to interject with that real quick as we go into it is I don't know if I necessarily have a lot of confidence in the current situation.
Yeah.
In the fear that, we literally just saw this company, have one of their game dev studios come out last week and say, hey, guess what? Our game's releasing at 30 frames per second on the system that you spent $500 on. Enjoy it. and suck it up. I get nervous. I feel like some folks in Microsoft as a whole and in the dev studios, their hearts are in the right place, but I wonder if their hearts are going to actually lead them to where there's an intersection and they make the money back as well, so they can answer to their upper management and they can justify the things that they add to these games, right?
Yeah. I question I would ask is, can you imagine an Xbox without Master Chief? Can you just imagine it? Does it even make sense
Yes.
in your mind?
I,
Yes.
I was actually gonna ask you guys real quick. Should do you guys think that because 343 has been, they since they got in Halo, they haven't done the best job. What if it's best for them that their next Halo game is without the Master Chief? At least to kind of like make their own game, their own vision, their own story. And then maybe down the line, when they get that confidence back, maybe they can bring back Master Chief. But I think that might be
Yeah.
a better approach. What you guys think about that?
They they tried it with Halo 5. Didn't turn out great.
I guess, yeah. But they
And
still kind of try to I
yeah.
mean, forget about Master Chief for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I see what yeah, no, they could definitely, something could work as ODST. They made that. That was fine. Halo
yeah.
Reach, right? Halo Reach was fun. It was a great game. But yeah, I would, if they can make something that's a spin-off people enjoy, that isn't Halo 5 in terms of a narrative, where one of the biggest things, if you remember, with Halo 5 wasn't just because it was a bad narrative, it was because the marketing leading up to the launch of the game was literally making you believe you were going to be,
Deceptive.
yeah, it was very
Yeah.
deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they
More
don't make those
deceptive
errors,
than we're used to, because let's be honest, 90% of gaming marketing is fake.
Yeah,
It's not the
yeah.
yeah,
final
that's,
product.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd agree.
Just
It's gone
just like
bad.
showing a game at 60 frames per second until all of a sudden
Yeah.
3 weeks
Bro,
beforehand you decide that you're going to put it at 30
bro,
frames per
Oh
Man,
second.
man.
are we going there?
I got the biggest example. I mean, I got the biggest example right there. I mean, I remember 24, I think it was 2013 or 2014 when I first saw that Division trailer. Do you guys remember that Division
Yep,
trailer?
Oh,
yep,
that was
Oh
yep.
wild.
my god! I mean, I can replay that trailer again and again. And when I got the game, I was like, what?
Also, Watch Dogs. Remember the first Watch
Oh
Dogs?
Yes,
my
First
god!
watch
yes.
dog.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
one I was hyped for.
yeah.
I think
That was
I think
rough.
Plume's on the right approach with this, right? Is like they had that opportunity. They showed us that they're gonna fumble this. I think the thing that worries me, and I'll try and make it short, but I feel like the people that are still there at this point, I feel like their hearts aren't in the place to make a Master Chief story. And maybe that means you do a spin-off, you do an ODST, you do a Reach,
You, you, you
you
know
do
what I would
something
like
like that.
to see? I would like to see a horror Halo with a civilian
100%.
running from the flood. Like the
Yes.
flood is after. Oh, that I think
And
that
people
could be
have
a cool
asked for
idea.
that for years. People
That
have
would be
always been
cool.
like, give me a horror Halo game. I think it would be cool. I mean, honestly, just the same thing as when we see Halo Wars pop off, right? We see these little splinter groups that jump off and do their own thing and they do cool stories. Like, do more of that stuff for a while if you don't feel like you're ready to necessarily deliver a proper Master Chief story.
Yeah.
If you want this franchise to thrive, you've got to give it time to breathe. And I think that's probably what we're going to see. Is I think we're going to see it take some time, sit on the bench, and breathe for a while till they get to a place where they're confident to
Um,
actually release a Halo game again with Master Chief.
Plume, I'm not sure if you're the one who said it, but I, I think it was you. You said something about, oh, Microsoft's gonna put money into this. If money solved the issues with development of quality finished games, Microsoft wouldn't even have to be buying all these IP. They would
Yeah.
have been dominating from the get go. So to say that you have faith in Halo regaining its number one spot as a shooter, because that's what this is what it's all about, guys. There's no space for second best anymore. So to say that they can do it because they have all the financial backing in the world, I can't get
Well,
behind that, dude.
I don't know if it'll ever be number one. I just don't think that the franchise is going to die. Like, I don't think Halo's going to go away. There will always be Halo. Maybe
Yeah.
like you guys are saying, maybe there'll be spin-offs, different stuff. I mean, they made the TV show, and I didn't like the TV show, and I'm a Halo fan, but they made it for people who.
I enjoyed the TV show.
Me too. I did.
Hot take.
Yeah, no, that's
Hey,
You enjoyed Master Cheeks?
yes. That dude does not skip leg day. That's
No,
all
he
I'm
doesn't.
saying.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
Oh man.
This went to a weird place. I don't know how to,
Yeah.
I don't know how to bounce out of that. I guess